The ad popped up between a recipe for one-pot lasagne and a news article about interest rates. It was slick. A man with teeth too perfect for nature stood in front of a Lamborghini the color of a synthetic berry, his arms crossed in triumph. "The system is broken," the text screamed, "but I've cracked the code. Your dziewięć. Pięć is a scam. Learn how." He turned. Pięć said into 2,8 million in 6 months with crypto. Limited slots available for my Web3 Wealth Warrior Masterclass. Book a free clarity call. Martha sighed, a sound that carried the weight of 2 university tuitions, a new hot water heater, and the recent discovery that her favorite brand of conditioner was now considered a premium lifestyle product. She wasn't looking for a Lamborghini. She was looking for a reliable, second-hand SUV that didn't have a mysterious check engine light that winked at her like a judgmental relative. Still, curiosity, that great underminer of sensible decisions, clicked the link. 2 days later, she was on a Zoom call with Kai. He was half her age, glowing with the radiant health of someone who has never had to wait for a plumber. His backdrop was a blur of neon city lights and a shelf of cryptic leather-bound books she was certain were empty. "Martha," he began, his voice a smooth blend of confidence and pity. "The financial paradigm is shifting. Banks are obsolete. Fiat currency is a puppet show for the masses. You're not investing. You're escaping a burning building. My proprietary algorithm identifies low-cap altcoins with 100x moonshot potential before the pump." He spoke in a fluent stream of jargon. Blockchain, NFTs, DeFi, gas fees. It was a linguistic fortress designed to make her feel old, slow, and stupid. For a moment, it worked. She felt a pang of that late 90s fear of being left behind by the internet. The same feeling she got when her kids talked about the meta. Kai shared his screen, a kaleidoscope of flashing candlestick charts that looked less like a path to wealth and more like a seismograph during an earthquake. "This," he said, pointing a laser dot at a particularly frantic squiggle, "is where we get in. My inner circle is positioned to leverage this volatility. For a one-time mentorship fee of $5,000, I'll guide you." The number hung in the digital air. $5,000. That was a new washing machine and a weekend away. That was the check engine light fixed for good. Kai leaned in, his pixelated eyes earnest. "So, Martha, are you ready to stop being a passenger in your financial life and start being the pilot?" Martha took a slow sip of her peppermint tea. The jargon fog in her brain began to clear, burned away by the sheer, practical heat of the ridiculous. This wasn't investing. This was a timeshare presentation for a digital condo on Mars. She thought of supermarket aisles, of unit pricing, of the deeply ingrained hunt for value that comes from decades of feeding a family. She set her mug down with a soft, deliberate click. "It sounds very dynamic, Kai," she said, her voice the picture of polite inquiry. "I do have just one practical question before we proceed, though." Kai's smile widened, sensing a close. "Ask me anything. There are no stupid questions on the path to financial sovereignty." "Well," Martha began, folding her hands neatly on her desk, next to a notepad that actually had a grocery list on it. "You're talking about buying these coins. I just need to understand the quantity." She paused, letting her suburban logic fill the void. "Is Bitcoin sold in a family size? Or is it more of a share pack situation?" The pixelated smile on Kai's face froze. His eyebrows performed a tiny, confused dance. What?" "You know," Martha continued, her tone as reasonable as if she were comparing laundry detergents. "Bulk buy. Value for money. If I'm going to invest a significant sum, I'd want to know the unit cost. Is there a discount for buying a whole sack of Bitcoin? Or is it strictly per coin? And what's the shelf life? I'd hate for it to go stale before the next market cycle." Kai's mouth opened, then closed. The fluent stream of techno-babble dried up completely. He was a wizard whose spellbook had no chapter for this. He was prepared for fear, greed, skepticism. He was utterly defenseless against the mundane metric logic of a woman who had spent 30 years optimizing supermarket shops and navigating Bunnings for the best price on mulch. It's digital, he finally stammered, the wealth warrior facade cracking to reveal a very confused young man. Digital? Yes, of course. Martha nodded, as if humoring him. But even digital things come in packages. Are we talking a fun-sized treat? Or a cost-effective bulk tub? I just need to know what I'm getting into, portion-wise. There was a long silence, filled only with the faint hum of Martha's very sensible, energy-efficient refrigerator in the next room. Kai blinked, his algorithm clearly erroring out. I think you may not be a good fit for the paradigm shift, Martha, he said weakly, his earlier bravado gone. You're probably right, dear, she said with a warm, forgiving smile. It all sounds a bit snack-sized for my needs. Good luck with your pumps and moons. She reached forward and clicked the red Leave Meeting button. The screen went black, reflecting her own calm expression back at her. She picked up her grocery list. Coffee, eggs, bin liners, she murmured, adding with a satisfied flourish. And a winning lottery ticket, the old-fashioned, paper kind from the newsagent. Some systems, she decided, were too broken to fix. And some things, like value, common sense, and the deep satisfaction of baffling a con artist with the ghost of a 2-for-1 special, were truly timeless.